You are currently detained.
Under what? Terrorism section 43. Oh, okay, here we go. All right, let's go. Can I just quickly say, why was the Terrorism Act of 2000?
Why did you listen to him? Grounds for the search are you've been identified.
So you suspect I'm a terrorist?
I've also seen you
crack on
filming inside the
do
yard
what you need to do.
station.
Okay, cool. If you thought I was a terrorist, I'd be on the floor. Your knee would be on my head. Your knee would be on my head if you thought I was a terrorist.
Right, why are we going to treat you that way? Considering.
All right, do what you want. Section 43 Terrorist Act. Let's get on with it.
Right, so you're currently detained for a search. Right?
Excellent.
Grounds for the search are
If you're going to cuff me, I'll stop recording.
Welcome back to the channel where we uncover intense police encounters and reveal how knowing your rights can completely shift the outcome. Today's footage features Cole Burks, one of the most fearless auditors in the UK, so be sure to support their work through the link in the description. If you enjoy real breakdowns of public interactions and accountability videos, hit subscribe because this one gets wild fast. What begins as a simple filming session outside a police station suddenly turns into accusations, intimidation, and claims linked to terrorism laws. But instead of backing down, the auditor remains calm, focused, and fully in control, exposing every weak argument with confidence and sharp legal understanding. Stay tuned because this confrontation escalates harder with every minute.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Would you mind identifying yourself?
Yeah, of course.
1097, thank you. And what's your name, please?
Taylor.
Okay, sure. What can I do for you?
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm just filming the police station. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Are we done?
What do you do?
I think Chris is a bit suspecting something.
How long are you going to stay here for?
As long as I need to be here. I haven't got anything better to do. Coronavirus is hitting people hard, man. A lot of us have resorted to filming outside police stations for entertainment. So, hello, sir. So, do you suspect me of doing anything unlawful?
Yeah, that's why I've come out.
Would you mind identifying yourself, please?
688 Alpha Whiskey. Would you identify yourself?
No, thank you. If we could just keep a 2 meters social distance, I'd appreciate that.
Concerns about why you would be filming.
I've explained about 3 times now. I'm not going to repeat myself. So if you could respect my right to film in public, I would appreciate that. If not, then you're the ones with the powers. You know what I mean?
I'm going to put my mask on.
Please do.
As you've requested that.
I haven't requested anything. I just requested distance.
Have they
You're
said anything on the radio yet?
You're free to do whatever you like. As I am free to film. It's a free country, is it not? But there's quite a lot of you dealing with a public photographer. Do you usually invest this much time and personnel and people into doing this? Look at this. Let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is this what people are paying taxes for? You're right.
You right?
Yeah, good man. What's your name?
PC De Silva.
De Silva, yeah?
Yeah.
Your collar number, please?
You see it?
Okay, 3017.
We all got shoulder numbers if you want.
Okay.
That exchange exposed the entire reality of the encounter from the moment officers approached, politely asking for identification before quickly turning lawful public filming into something suspicious. The auditor stayed calm, refused to give unnecessary information, and immediately shifted the focus onto why so many officers were surrounding one person with a camera outside a public building. Instead of arguing emotionally, he controlled the interaction by answering only what benefited him while constantly bringing attention back to legality, distance, and the overwhelming police presence. The more officers gathered around him, the weaker their position appeared and the stronger his confidence looked on camera. What started as an attempt to pressure a filmer slowly became a public example of authority struggling to justify itself. The turning point came when the auditor forced them to account for 8 officers focused on one peaceful cameraman, because once people understand public filming is lawful, suspicion stops sounding powerful. Staying respectful, asserting boundaries, and continuing to record shifted the balance completely and turned the encounter into a lesson on confidence, rights, and accountability. Would you have stayed and stood your ground with 8 officers watching, or left early to avoid escalation?
I'm not really that interested, to be honest. I'm just making sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
It was a call for officer civil assistance, that's all.
Yeah, but I'm not interested in anyone's personal information or anything like that. Like, you're getting the wrong end of the stick a little bit. So I hope you can appreciate my honesty. I could be more intrusive and just give nothing. Like, it's my right to not speak, you know that, right? So I could just stay here silently.
Yeah, but I think the issue is you're recording officers.
Yeah, and it's lawful activity, as far as I'm concerned.
It's suspicious as well.
It's not suspicious.
Yes, filming.
All right, what do you suspect me of doing? Or
Could be anything.
okay, well,
It's for us to obviously investigate and establish
okay,
what you're
well,
doing.
crack on then, investigate.
So we're just waiting for our colleagues to obviously give the information on because we don't know what's going on.
What are you waiting for?
Officer that called it in.
Look how many of you there is, man. This is embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean,
This is what people are paying council tax for.
Say again?
This is what people are paying council tax for you to investigate.
If you're standing outside the back of entrance to a police station, you're recording, what do you expect?
It's lawful activity. If you're not doing anything wrong, then you haven't got anything to worry about.
Attention, reaction, what's it for? Because that's not normal behaviour.
No, I don't need to answer any more questions, though.
Well, you're recording us, so why do you answer?
I don't need to answer. It's
You're
my right not to
standing
speak.
here recording
I have the right to
the
remain
entrance
silent,
to
don't
the
I?
police
No, I'm not answering any more questions.
Why? You can't answer it.
Yeah, I can't answer it.
Just record.
I'm not
Hide behind
capable,
your-
yeah. I don't have the required intellect. I don't have the capacity to answer your questions.
We're trying to establish why you're recording.
Oh, cool, man. I've explained it like 3 or 4 times. What if I told you that I'm filming a documentary about the police station?
Just explain it to us.
Okay, well, now I
You haven't
have.
said it to us. You just literally just being recorded.
Yeah, but because this is lawful activity. Your job is to uphold the law.
It's suspicious as well.
So where the law is being bent or not being observed, then you come into play. Not when someone's filming from a public road. Look how many of you there is. Do you not think that I might feel intimidated?
Well,
I see,
not
look,
really.
you've got your baton, you
Not
might have
really.
pepper spray. Well, no,
Not
I do
really.
feel intimidated.
Intimidated.
Yeah.
This encounter was a perfect example of police suspicion being stretched far beyond the facts. Officers repeatedly treated a completely lawful camera as if it automatically justified concern while pushing for explanations and acting as though refusing to cooperate was somehow suspicious on its own. The auditor never lost composure. He stayed calm, asserted his right to remain silent, and slowly redirected attention back onto the officers and their conduct instead of defending lawful behavior. What made the exchange powerful was how he balanced engagement with boundaries. He answered enough to appear reasonable but quickly recognized the conversation turning into a fishing expedition and openly called out the intimidation tactics. You could hear the officers relying more on claims of abnormal behavior than any actual legal violation. The moment he pointed out the number of officers surrounding him along with the visible weapons, the entire power imbalance became impossible to ignore. Suddenly the camera was no longer the focus because the response itself became the story. This is what happens when clear legal boundaries collide with vague suspicion and pressure tactics start falling apart. Knowledge of the law acts like armor because it allows someone to absorb pressure without surrendering rights. Stay calm, know where the line is, and force authority to justify every extra demand instead of volunteering control. Would you have continued answering politely in that situation or gone silent the moment suspicion replaced actual facts? Drop your opinion below.
You should record it if you feel it's
Because it's lawful activity, I wouldn't expect this sort of response.
So you're not intimidated.
Let me
you're scared,
finish.
are you?
Well, clearly I am. Because I'm engaging in lawful activity.
So you're scared right now. You're recording us.
I'm scared, yeah.
So you came all the way.
Hello, Sergeant.
Hello, you're okay.
Yeah, good, thank you.
You got your camera on, man.
I can't request that under the Freedom of Information Act.
You can. You're very much. This
But as long as you do what you're supposed to do, there's no reason to do
I'm
it.
going to give you some information which I'd like
Excellent.
I'd like you to listen to.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Can you not surround me? Is that okay? I'm not going to dash or
No,
anything.
I'm going to stand here. This officer's going to
Okay.
give you information.
Right.
Would you identify yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm PC Farwell. I'm based at Shepherd's Bush Police.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
And your number?
Number 2991.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, okay.
What would you like to know?
Right. You are currently detained.
Under what? Terrorism, section 43.
43,
Oh, okay,
terrorism.
here we go. All right, let's go.
Grounds
Do you, can I just quickly say, do you, why was the Terrorism Act of
Why don't you
2000?
listen to him? 'Cause he
Grounds for
legally
the
has to
search
give
are
you some
you've been
information.
identified.
So you suspect
Filming
I'm a
officers.
terrorist?
I've also seen
Okay.
you
Crack on then.
filming inside
All right,
the
do what
yard
you
of
need to
the
do.
police station.
Okay, cool. Section 43 of the Terrorist Act, yeah? Introduced in 2000 as a response to tackling terrorist groups in the Middle East, yeah?
You seem to know your stuff.
I do know my stuff.
You understand?
So that legislation is to battle terrorists, not
So-
people filming in public spaces,
you
yeah?
understand
So
that-
go ahead, abuse
Yeah,
the abuse
okay.
that
Well, I'm
abuse
not-
that
I'm not
legislation,
abusing it. I'm not abusing
and it will be an
legislation.
unlawful search and unlawful detention. So
Alright, but
if
you
we want to do that,
understand
we can.
You understand on the
I understand.
powers, we need to give you certain information.
No, you
That's
just don't
what
like me
this
challenging your
officer's gonna
authority.
do.
You just don't like me challenging your authority. That's all
what
it
this
is.
officer's going to do. So,
So you think I'm a terrorist then, yeah?
Well, so at the
If you
moment-
thought I was a terrorist, I'd be on the floor. Your knee would be on my head. Your knee would be on my head if you thought I was a terrorist.
Right, why are we going to treat you that way, considering...
All right, do what you want. Section 43 Terrorist Act. Let's get on with it.
Right, so you're currently detained for a search, right?
Excellent.
So the grounds for the search are...
If you're going to cuff me, I'll stop recording.
You can actually stop recording regardless of anything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a team
Why
consent.
don't we listen? Why don't we listen?
All right.
The moment the sergeant arrived, the entire atmosphere changed. What started as a voluntary interaction suddenly escalated into a Section 43 detention, with officers tightening their formation and attempting to shift the balance of control through pressure and authority. But instead of folding, the auditor immediately challenged the legal basis behind the detention and forced attention onto whether the officers genuinely believed he was involved in terrorism or were simply using the label to gain compliance. That question alone exposed the weakness in their position because their behavior did not match the seriousness of the accusation. You could hear the uncertainty creep into the conversation as the auditor calmly pushed back and continued speaking through the pressure without losing composure. At that point, the detention itself became the focus rather than the camera. This was preparation turning into protection in real time, because once someone understands the legal threshold behind Section 43, it becomes much harder for vague suspicion to sound convincing. Calm confidence combined with legal knowledge created leverage and made every officer on scene justify their actions more carefully. That is the real power of understanding your rights, because when you clearly state the boundary, authority can no longer rely on intimidation alone. Did you already know Section 43 requires genuine suspicion linked to terrorism, or would a detention like this have made you comply immediately? Let us know in the comments, and if this breakdown changed how you see these encounters, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow for more real-world legal awareness, because once you understand the law, pressure starts losing its power.